Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today's video, we're going to be looking at testing out that new Draconic hero, seeing exactly the effectiveness of him, where and if he's really going to be viable, if he's going to be feasible. And also when it comes to the investment, it seems like he is going to require a pretty high investment, similar to what we've seen with other heroes that are Draconic, that are awakened, that do require, especially as a damage dealer, stats are going to be imperative to build on this hero. Now, I know a lot of players want to go right off the bat, and I want to start at 360, and we're going to run him by himself. This is something traditionally that we started doing a while ago, so I want to clean out all these formations, and we really want to see how he works at an equal level, because this does make a difference for a lot of different game modes, and he's pretty cool. I don't know why they put the dragon right behind his head, so it's really hard to see. It almost looks like he has wings that are coming out, but that is his little dragon that's behind there. So I want to run and see exactly what this kind of looks like, and again, thinking of this entire team and how he works. So even there's the Draconic damage. You can see he killed 3 targets right off the bat, so that is just really telling you the power that we're going to see behind this guy. I mean, 37 million right there. And that was almost before he did anything. I think he threw his lance, and that was the first one. So there's the attack. Boom. You can see his little lance or his spear right there. Throws it a second time, takes out the rest of the enemy team, which is pretty interesting because if you look, it's 10 million to 17. But I want to see kind of even where he is. So there, it's instant death. That is the power of the Dragonspeak damage. Even there, we got 4 kills. Of course, he's untargetable. Does a big AoE there. Another little Thunderbolt. So let's jack this up a little bit when it comes to the ability to have him doing a little bit more damage. And I'm kind of wondering, let's go to 41. So this is going to be a 50 level deficiency. And I want to see kind of where it gives up. So boom, right there's the lance. Look at that. Still kills 3 targets. Wow. So even at another 50 level, and then of course, there we go. There's the lance throw one more time. That takes to 75. And again, I want to see kind of where this is not going to be effective with the damage that he's putting out. Because 1, 2, 3, yeah, he takes out everybody right there. That is incredible. That just leaves Rendell there. One little Dragonspeak Thunderbolt, 86 million in there. Let's go ahead and crank this up a little bit more. And of course, this is upping the defense and everything that these enemies have. Guys, he is still one-shotting a majority of this team. Boom, there's the lance. 1, 2, 3. That initial is that strong. Yeah, I mean, look how fast. 111 right there. Let me drop this in the back. Remember, it hits the area of the highest concentration of enemies. Boom, there's the throw. Almost killed everybody. Which, interesting enough, it doesn't seem like this is doing much damage. But look at the damage over time. Look at the Dragonspeak Thunderbolts in here. 133. Now, remember, this is with no buffs. This is with no other heroes. Let's go ahead and do this another 5 or another 50 level. So this is looking at what? 150 level deficiency. I want to see if he is still killing everybody. Boom. Yeah, look at that. Wow. This is and even there you can see it keeps triggering his ranger ability. Yeah, I mean, you're at 178 million damage solo. Let's go up another 50 levels. This gives them a, what, 200 level deficiency in here? And I'm almost wondering with the Dragonspeak damage. There we go. Didn't take it out. Now remember, he also does have that cheat death, which could make a really big difference in here with that survivability. And you can almost see that little electrical field right here. But look at the lightning that is coming down. Wow, this is just continuous damage, guys. Even right there's his weapon. trying to take out Torn, which we know once you get Torn built, that's a pretty tough one to kill. But I think he is going to do it. Yeah, absolutely. 688 million. And I mean, you're talking a 200 level deficiency, and he is still soloing. Boom, there we go. Again, look at the damage that is coming from this hero. All right, crowd control. We got the cheat death in there. And he's almost banished off the map. I see the electricity down here. 253 million in that one. Let's try a couple more of these. All right, so 200 level deficiency. Again, seems like he's doing pretty good. So there's the teleport. And he didn't throw the lance. There it goes. Yeah, look at the continuous Dragonspeak damage. 48. That was kind of interesting. Let me try that one more time. Because he didn't throw the lance at the beginning. Huh, so we're almost taking out a couple of his abilities, and I think it's because of Morrow right back here. But Morrow, a pretty good counter in there. Because let me see if we got the lance thrown here. Yeah, there it goes. And look at that lightning field. And he goes immune after that. And again, it doesn't seem like the ultimate ability is what's doing this damage. It is the continuous lightning that we're seeing in there. Wow. Yeah, 70 million damage. Now, again, like I was saying earlier, if you start stacking a lot of big damage dealers in here, and I'm almost thinking boss fight wise with all of the damage that he can put out, but it almost seems like they do have to be put together and stacked pretty well. And his movement is kind of odd. Because where he's pathing this lightning on the bottom, I don't understand the logic to where he's pathing, and that is the immunity. Yeah, let me try this one again as well. Again, I don't understand like where, because right there he's pathing away from and pathing away. Yeah, because he keeps pathing away from the enemy. And I don't feel like the ult really doesn't really seem to do any more damage. Now, also remember that that ult is a damage amplification for him, which will make a big difference. So even thinking of a hero like Meleon in here, again, this is one that I definitely want to try at this level. Just because the higher the concentration of the enemies, the more damage. So of course, right there, he just teleported away. Now that's another fear that I kind of had, and that's why I wanted to try this. So with Meleon right there, you've seen Meleon just got crushed. And the reason being is he went immune when he teleports or when he moves, that immunity is not traveling with him. It essentially leaves your team open to being attacked. See, he teleported all the way back here. And it almost seems like you can mitigate a lot of his damage. But I mean, look at how much Dragonspeak damage and how fast this damage is coming out continuously. Yeah, 573. That is pretty impressive. Let's go a little bit higher. I'm almost wondering, getting a few of our buffing heroes in here, I'm almost thinking, what about like an immunity? Like we see with Ulna, the combination of these two where he's not actually going to die. And I'm wondering damage-wise, let's put a couple more of our damage dealers in here and put up some, let's put Lan, a couple of our buffers in here. I'm just kind of wondering comparison-wise on where the damage is going to come in in an actual team. Because look at that Dragonspeak damage. Yeah, I mean, look at those continuous lightning bolts. See, there's Land's alt. Kind of wondering, 663. That was kind of my thought. You know what? Let's try the exact thing, but let's take Ulna out of this. Let's put Lucilla in here, just kind of the combination of these two together. Yeah, I mean, right there, he throws the spear. And then it just starts spamming and spamming that Dragonspeak damage. But I don't like how he goes off the board. That is kind of odd. Even there, that's the damage amplification. Almost seems like you have to have those lightning bolts up the whole entire time. 376, 37. Again, kind of a much shorter lived combination right there. You know what? Let's try. I'm thinking damage mitigation. Let's put Hilduin in here. Again, a little bit of a damage mitigation factor. Let's take out Rindell. Oh, let's put Meleon in here. Thinking Meleon, let's try Shuna. Kind of wondering what this is going to look like. And again, I'm trying to buff him up while creating a little bit of that survivability aspect that we see. Even at this level, just look at the Dragonspeak damage. Now remember, there can only be one dragon up at a time. We know that he's coming with the ult right there. Boom. That again amplifies the damage. So we got the crowd control from Hilduin. That is a pretty good combination. Look at that. Again, very interesting combination in here. So 543 still doing a lot of damage. And again, trying this in a bunch of different groups. Let's throw some Graveborn in here. I'm almost thinking, how fast is it going to die? But look at the Dragonspeak damage. It is just incredible. I mean, how fast that he puts that Dragonspeak damage out. And I know Thorin's got some pretty good retaliation, but there we go. There's Shamir's ult. $441. Look at that, 1.03 billion damage. Again, if you can put these heroes together, if you can put these enemies together, that's kind of crazy. I'm almost wondering if we did like a Leica type buff. And I'm thinking putting everyone together like a Tamariss. That could be a very interesting combination. Again, just kind of thinking of the ability to buff all of these heroes and really the ability to pull everyone together. I'm wondering almost like a 5-pull because of what he does. You know what? I'm going to try that. I'm going to throw Skarath in here. See, I think I might have to use the other Leica just to get this to work on the 5-pull because of that haste factor. Yeah, I mean, look at the Dragonspeak damage. Guys, this is kind of crazy. Yeah, 1.49 billion damage in that short amount of time, guys. That, oh, I want to see that one more time. Because again, the delay, I know the delay threw it off. But even there, guys, look at the damage right there. So he throws it again. Right here is the little aura that we have. I'm wondering, let me throw in, let me hop back, let me do the regular Leica where we'll get the 5 pull off the bat. I wonder if it's going to be fast enough to pull this in together. Let me drop out Leica, which again, I know the immunity might be a little bit of a problem here, but I want to try to get, or even Zolrath. You know what? We could do Zolrath in here. This again is the old school 5 pull. If you guys remember, we'll drop Zolrath in here, and then we'll also drop Leica for that haste buff right off the bat. Old school 5 pull in here. And I want to see what it's going to look like if he can get. See, he throws it too fast. It's in the back where no one's at. But look at the damage. It's still doing the damage. Wow. Yeah, 1.06 billion. So it is not pulling them fast enough to get them in there. But still, I mean, that's pretty crazy. Let me even look at putting Meleon in here. Or who else do we got? We got Gwen. Wonder what Gwen is going to look like in this formation. You know what? Let me drop Alna in here as well. Just for that immunity aspect. I'm just kind of wondering damage versus damage. And again, it seems like Gwen is really slow, which there she died from Tassie. But it does seem like it is pretty slow. But look at how fast this Dragonspeak damage just burns through. Wow. Seems like burst damage wise, this is going to be pretty broken for the amount of burst damage that he can put up. Yeah, 852 million. All right, guys. So we're going to have to see exactly how he is going to be used. But that is a very interesting build, very interesting dynamic. And again, they have to adjust this. I don't know why he's floating in the middle of here, but they definitely need to move him down quite a bit. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of him. And as always, thank you guys for watching.